Hello there, Qckslvrslash, and I am back after a bit of an impromptu week's hiatus from doing any videos, and there's no real reason for it other than the fact that I was just tired every day. Between work and working out, I just haven't had a ton of energy to get down to the computer. Even my ranked season has been going a little slow. I'm up to about rank 3 now, I think, whereas previous seasons I'd be done by now just having ground my way through it. But taking the time has its benefits. I haven't been as frustrated with ranked. What I am frustrated with is the fact that Windows updated and seemed to throw every one of my audio settings out the window, so I hope this sounds okay. Now with that all out of the way, this video brought to us by DJH93, Devin helping one of the subscribers, and he's sailing the Leander into a ranked battle on a fault line, and this map is one I just want to see gone. It's been around for too many seasons. They've come out with some new maps. Rotate it up. Don't give us the same maps every single season, or if you're going to, move the caps, because really this is just one of those maps that kind of becomes a free-for-all right away. And while maybe that's the intent, it's not enjoyable all the time. Now, the Leander is one of those ships I thought I'd see a lot more of in rank just because it brings its own smoke and concealment to it, and you throw in hydroacoustic search and some torps, it can hold its own on a flank. And I've seen a lot of the Leanders I have run into do just that. However, Devin here is going with his team. They've decided on A, the Duca has gone over to the opposite side of the map. And, well, the enemy team's all coming to A. You can see the Duca's already turning off, so it's a bit of a lost opportunity to get that cap early, especially when you know there's only one destroyer and it's spotted. You know you're good over there, but doesn't really matter. Devin's getting some good shots in early at that Farragut. He's got his smoke up, so he's plausibly safe. His hydroacoustic search is up, so he knows when torps are coming early. Unfortunately, the dickwad teammate strikes again. You lay a smoke and someone rams into you, pushing you out of your own smoke straight into a torpedo. And this is crap that you just can't be doing. Watch where you're going. If you're gonna overrun someone else's smoke, don't sail into them. Like, that was a situation where no one should have eaten a torp, and now 2 people have. Fortunately, Devin's in a Leander. He's got repair party. He's got most of his health back. Meanwhile, the Duca has completed its loop and is sailing into Bravo. So they're going to have a cap eventually here. Unfortunately, enemy team's already got this one, and you can see Devin sailing up kind of towards the edge of cap here, and I think he's trying to just edge in, delay the points a bit. He's safe. There's smoke for now. And you can see that. He does just that, gets the bridge of his ship into the cap, starts contesting it, and that's going to stop the enemy team from getting too far ahead on the points battle here while he waits for his teammates to get the cap point. And quite often early on, you see the main strategy when there's a couple destroyers is one always goes to the off cap and tries to delay. That's not always a necessary tactic, and you do it wrong, you wind up dead. I should know. I've done it wrong a number of times. When it works, it's nice. When it doesn't work, it can suck for your team. Anyways, what is going to suck is this Aoba. His life is done here. Already 6,000 damage from Devin, and one of the things Leander has going for it, a decent rate of fire out of these guns. 2 citadels there. Unfortunately, friendly Leander went charging in, launched torps, and misses. What is closer to the Aoba is these enemy torpedoes that just passed by, and I really hope no one else has seen that ship stutter. And this is like the 3rd time I've watched the replay through, and I've never seen that before. And yeah, it looks like it's gone, so hopefully one-time thing. But you can see the Aoba, he's a goner. What you have to be wary of now is, did he launch torps? And yes, he did. There they are, sailing past. Things are good. Especially since there's a side on Cleveland waiting to get shot up. Devin's still sitting safely inside someone else's smoke. His own is ready to go. And the smoke dissipates. He hits his own. Back to safety. He can keep his guns working, and he's going to do just that. And the enemy team has chosen a really interesting spot on the map. North of this island, they basically only have shots kind of out this way, across the top of A. Meanwhile, all of Devon's team have shots at the 1 or 2 ships that are furthest out in this area. So you're always going to have just natural focus fire. And focus fire is one of those things that really makes or breaks a lot of ranked games. You'll notice in some games where it's a little more lopsided, on the ship count it's lopsided, but the health pools are pretty close, and it's because one team just happened to spread their damage around, so they brought the entirety of the enemy team down to half health without killing anyone. You focus your fire a little better, actually take out one target, then the next, it'd be a different story. And that's just how ranked is sometimes. So you can see the Cleveland has gotten himself into a pretty decent position. He's going to be close enough in some cases to proxy spot. If he sends his plane up, he's definitely getting vision over that ledge. Unfortunately, Devon's going to lose in Arizona here, who's kind of the lone wolf. He's out of the smoke, he's exposed to gunfire from the north of the island here, and he's the only one. No one can hit Devon, no one can hit the Cleveland, no one can hit the other Arizona or Fubuki. So that's a bad place to be. And when you are picking positions, minimize how many of the enemy team can ever shoot at you. They may be down 2 ships, but they are in good standing. They've got a pair of caps, and that point total is going to come back quick. And here we go. Another priority target. Enemy Bajoni popping out with a stutter. And maybe it's because he's a little scared about what's going to happen. 2 citadels with the first volley. Next volley goes out. How is it going to hit? And no citadels there. Still 2,500 damage though. And, well, this guy is going to be a goner any second here. 1 or 2 more decent connections should be enough to do it. And Devon's spotted now, but no one has a shot. The enemy Arizona and Bayern, for some reason, are sailing around this corner. You can see the Fubuki doing trying to do what destroyers do. And he does indeed get torpedoes off in time, so you can pretty much guarantee, well, there they all are. A bunch just hit that Arizona. Unfortunately, no kill, but probably a lot of damage for the Fubuki. Devon does get a kill, finishing off that Bajoni. In the meantime, the enemy team sent the Farragut and Leander over to Bravo. The Duke has been over here contesting it, but he's got an issue. Quite obviously what's happened, Farragut laid a smoke wall, got in front of it to spot, Leander's sitting inside, doing the damage. This is a dangerous situation. Now unfortunately, Devon's Hydro is about to go down. If it was fresh or ready to go up, you go charging at that wall, you spot them, you end them. Fortunately, Farragut does get spotted there, if just for a moment. Gives you an idea where the torps are coming from. Unfortunately, not soon enough for the Duca to dodge them. The smoke wall can't last forever, and you've got to protect the cap. And leaving this Duca d'Aosta over here alone, not the best thing, but same time, Cleveland and Arizona are outnumbered on the other side. Fortunately, those ships have a long way to go around, so it's buying some time. There's Leander. It's time to put the guns to work. And one thing I don't like that Devon does here is he does spend a chunk of time trying to get torpedoes off. These guns reload really quickly. Just keep using the guns, especially when you've got a good target. First volley misses the Farragut. Next one is going to connect. That's half the health. Just needs one more connection, but only one turret fires, and it's not enough. And here's where I'm talking about. There's a Farragut in the smoke. Okay, one set of torps has gone by. Who's right there? Leander, Farragut? Don't know. I would be turning away here. Devon decides to turn in, and you can see he's trying to get the torps on, and in all of this, he's missed a lot of opportunities to fire his guns, and then he eats 2 torpedoes. So I really do think a tiny bit of a misplay, but it's forgiven because of the kind of level of stress. Once again, it is Leander, has that repair party. You can make up for the mistakes when you make them. Gets torps off it to the enemy right before his torpedo racks get destroyed and takes out the opponent. Now it's time to get that Farragut. And all you gotta do is get the rudder over, keep those guns swinging, and get them onto target. And Devon lived to kind of survive through what I think was a bit of a mistake. If you've ever got 2 ships and you're split between them, turn away from the one that can throw torps. Just a friendly piece of advice, because had he turned hard there under the Duca's wreck, right there, he would have dodged all those torps, kept all his guns on target, and probably been able to kill the Leander just as quick. But no time to dwell, because the enemy team is pushing. Devon's team is about to lose their Cleveland, got singled out, and, well, things don't look too bad. They've got a hefty point lead, and the Arizona is on good health. This spells success. The Cleveland's a little beat up. That should be the first target you focus, and Devon's playing it smart here. He's putting the island between him and the dangerous target in the form of the Bayern. Can't shoot through land, and now you just got to get to a position where you can lob your shells enough to hit the Cleveland. Focus on that, things will go well, and that's what Devon does. You can see he gets down, the island's still between them. Looks like the Bayern's going south, so he doubles back, makes sure that guy never gets shots. The Cleveland might get shots, doesn't matter. One thing Devon is missing here, his repair party is up. It took him a while to hit that, but no harm, no foul. It's going to repair, and a decent chunk still. The Cleveland's still spotted, still has good shots at him. Devon has ducked the detection, gets a good hit there, and the Arizona finishes him off. So now it's time to deal with the Bayern. And once again, I think Devon gets a little lucky here. He's spotted, and he's sailing out side on to a big battleship. Fortunately, the Bayern chooses to shoot the Arizona rather than the Leander that just came around the corner, and that really made a huge difference here. What I personally would have done, just stayed on the other side of the island. The Bayern's either got to come to cover or keep running. Use that time, get all your torps ready, and in. Now Devon is going to back up here and pretty much do just that. Torp right in front of the Bayern, prevent him from coming around that corner. And you can see they've been chatting at it a bit. Devon's got his high caliber. He's about to pick up another medal or two here. And if there's one thing the Leander does well, that is saturate one location with a lot of torpedoes. That single fire British torp spread has its time and place. And generally, if one hits, more than one hits. That's the nice thing about spreads like that. And there it is. 2 torps, 2 floods. Unfortunately, you can see no flooding, but it's a good chunk of damage. He picks up Confederate. And personally, what I would do, you've got an Arizona up here who is going to get line of sight on this Bayern eventually. I would have headed over to A and just kept this island between me and that Bayern. But I think Devon's feeling the pressure. The Arizona is almost dead. You lose the Arizona, it's you versus a Bayern, and, well, the Bayern is a strong ship. So instead, it's time to charge. He still has a set of torps, and the Bayern's on some decently low health. Now the Arizona is ready. You'll see the shots coming in, and Devon puts his guns to work. The first volley comes his way, and it chews off a pretty healthy chunk of hit points, but Devon lives to fight another day. And this is where you can really start racking up damage, but once again, maybe a little too much time spent on the torps, pulls the guns off, really missed 1 or 2 volleys in there, which when you're dealing with something where 4,200 hit points is a single volley from you, 1 or 2 volleys is that Bayern. Like, it can be tempting to get the torps in the water, because if something goes wrong, they're always there. Unfortunately, they're gonna miss. So now, 2,000 hit points. Bayern's looking like he could be the winner. 1 good hit could end it. Fortunately, friendly Arizona shells are en route, and there's the game. And I do apologize for the volume issues, but I've been chasing them all over all evening. This has been the best recording I've come out with yet, so I'm just going to have to stick with it. Got other things to do, unfortunately. And you can hear me well enough, at least I think so. Devon had a good game in this one, 619,000 credits, 7,000 experience, Confederate Dreadnought, high caliber, 133,000 damage, 3 kills, 5 citadels, defended a cap 5 times, and showed off the Leander's strengths, which I think everyone knows it. Sit around, do the damage. If you can do that, you've had a good game in Leander, and 133,000 damage in a 7-person game, that's a good number, and it's going to mean he's top a team. One thing I would also like to just throw in here right now, I've been on YouTube for just over a year. I never did any kind of giveaway to celebrate that, so keep your eyes out for a video to come out sometime this week to celebrate that and me getting close to 2,000 subscribers. Anyways, on to experience. Devin tops the team just over 2243, it looks like the total score is. A little hard to read there sometimes. Top team gets a star, moving up from 15. He's doing well. It's, especially if you consider still about halfway through the season, Devin's on track for doing well. As far as the damage goes, hit pretty much every target. And that's what you do in a cruiser. You are just DPM. You just add damage on for your battleships. The destroyers do the spotting and concealment, and it works out. End of the day, took home 500,000 credits, 7,000 experience, and more importantly, the star to continue the grind towards one. Anyways, thank you, Devin, very much for sending this one in. I hope everyone enjoyed watching it. Sorry I was gone. Videos will be back to normal. I'm refreshed, energized, and, well, a little less time at the river now because I've got a nice little burn going. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up or subscribing. And as always, I'm Qckslvrslash. I'll have another one for you all later.